Hello everybody, I'm Steve and welcome to Green Side Up. I've got a lot of plants to move about today. I'm going to take some down to the allotments, I'm going to pot some on. I've got, I think, one seed to sow. It's quite an important one. And yeah, it's just a continuation, so it's greenhouse work today anyway. Right, there's quite a bit of work to be done in here now. These peppers want potting on. They're finally starting to take off. And these lettuces, they can go down the allotments. I'm going to take a lot of these plants down the allotments as soon as I stop filming this little bit. And all these ammi plants, they can all go down. Those little tomatoes there, I think they're Ailsa Craig. They can be potted on this afternoon. Those scabious. This is cucumbers, celeriac, and just come around this support. There's Gardener's Delight tomatoes in the corner, and the Ildi, and this is a herb, coriander. There's my little herb tray in there. They're all starting to come through. I think I'll leave them up here for now. The Crimson Crush tomatoes, they're belting away there. They're a good foot on top of the pots. So this beetroot and spring onions in there are just starting to show, so all this can go down. Just leave the warm weather stuff up here mostly. Now I think everybody has something they just can't grow, or they can't grow very well, and for me this is one of them. It's Larkspur. It's the annual delphinium. Hopefully you can see that picture there. And they need some cold stratifying before you get them going, so you're imitating a winter by doing that. And varying instructions will tell you different things. Some will say put them in the freezer, others say put them in the fridge, or just put them into pots and put the pots somewhere cold. And over the last sort of, I don't know, 7 or 8 years, I've tried all different ways with varying success. Now last year what I tried was I cold stratified them in the fridge and planted them straight out into rows in the flower garden at the allotments, and it worked to a degree, but the flowers were weedy, they were terrible, and the blooms didn't, they didn't look anything really good at all. Certainly not like that. So anyway, I took these out the freezer this morning. They've been in there for 2 weeks, and we'll see if we can get them going this year. I'd love to, because I mean, look at those. I mean, half a dozen of those in a vase, and you're absolutely laughing. They do look wonderful. So all we can do is try. So that's one. Now it doesn't want to go on heat, it just wants to be kept at around the same sort of temperatures that you keep a sweet pea at, really, sort of, or anywhere between 15 and 18 degrees. So again, it'll just stay on the bench in the greenhouse here, and I'll probably take it down to the allotments in a week or so. But wish me luck with that. I know I'm going to need it, and if I don't get anything from it, I won't be surprised. I say I fail most years with it. I just have not found that winning combination that works for me yet. So if anyone's got any advice on growing larkspur, I'll gratefully accept it, because for me at the moment it's a terrible bugbear, and it's getting on my nerves, I'll be honest, but I want to grow them. Just haven't found the right one yet. Now next I want to pot some more flowers on. These are Scabious, also known as the pincushion plant. And I like these for the smaller vases of flowers within the house. So I just want to grab a label and put these on. Again, portable dibber. And we'll just pop this whole tray on and I think these go brilliantly with cornflower. I've got some cornflower plants down at the allotment, which I'll be planting out later in this month. But again, as I say all the time, nice and easy to get the plants out because the compost is sieved, and it does mean that your job is so much easier when you can just separate plants just like that. That makes life so much easier. And very quickly we'll fill this tray up. And even these little ones will have roots. So they'll all go in. There will be more flower seeds to sow, certainly over this next week. I've got to get cracking on them. I am behind this year. But it was the same last year. I was very behind last year, and I didn't manage. Last year was difficult because everyone started gardening last year. Seed supplies were terrible. It was really difficult to get hold of the seeds that I would normally buy. And I am a bit of a last minute Bertie, really. I suddenly think, oh, I need that seed, and I'll order it. And 2 days later, after it's arrived, I'm sowing it. You would think that I would know and know what I'm sowing the next year. I'd ordered them before Christmas. I do try to do that, but never works out. All the best will in the world and all that, you know, but anyway. Maybe this next year will be different. Maybe. So there we go. Whole tray of scabious, and that's a tall double, and it'll be a mixed variety. And that's the pink cushion flower. Brilliant. Now, here's a little bit of a warning for you. I sowed some lettuce seeds earlier in the season, and they were in this, they came in this. I ordered them all from Simpson Seeds, I think. Yeah, Simpson Seeds. Sowed what I wanted, put them back in the bag, and I just left them there. And come back to sow a second batch of them, water's got into them. So just be wary of leaving seeds lying around in the greenhouse. I mean, some of them has actually tried to grow in there, but they're all going for the bin now. And I've ordered and received more seeds from Simpsons again to replace them. And they're in the house. Just be aware, if you leave stuff lying around like that in the greenhouse, that these things can happen. I mean, that's 7 or 8 quid down the drain. But there you go. So these peppers are finally of a decent enough size where I can actually pot them on now, so I'm going to crack on and get some of these potted on. Finally started moving. They've taken the time this year, but you can see they're a good little plug plant now. So just pot them on. Again, working on the proviso that it's just a half-inch extra compost around each plant, so that they're not swimming in water when you water them. There's just enough there to get them going and to hopefully make them thrive. These have been really slow this year. I think it must be the that frost and cold period we had earlier in the year, because normally they're normally sort of a good 6 or 8 inches tall by now. Those and the aubergines are normally well on the way. I've given up on my aubergines. I've just tossed them. I thought they're not going to do anything. I know I've ordered some. I think I've ordered some of the grafted ones this year. Just totally given up on them. If I'd have kept on going, I'd have probably got plants like this, but I say normally they're much more of a decent size. So we'll grow these and see where we end up with them. Hopefully potting these on into fresh compost will give these the signal to get a blooming move on. So there we go, we'll pop those on, water them and pop them back on the heat. So that's it for this one. Sowed some important seeds, something I'm really keen to crack, and if anyone can help me with the Larkspur seeds and how to get them going, I would really appreciate it, because it's just one of those bugbears every year. It does my head in, but I will crack it eventually, and if someone can help me, then even more the better. Got a lot of plants down the allotment today, out of the way, so I've cleared the area here for the next batch of seed sowing. Tomatoes are doing brilliantly. There's some there that wants potting on the next day or two. Potted on some scabious and me poorly peppers. Hopefully they'll come along. But anyway, that's it for this one. Look after yourselves. See you very, very soon. Take care. Ta-ra now.